What's up, everybody? Aaron Smith here, and I'm one of the owners at the Trax Fitness Lab in Erlanger, Kentucky, also known as CrossFit The Trax, and I'm here with Dr. Grant Pitman of Family Tree Chiropractic and Nutrition, and we're talking to our members and all people in Greater Cincinnati who are in the CrossFit community about what he does with chiropractic, what would you call that? Chiropractic practice?
Yeah.
Or chiropractic medicine and nutrition. So it's a big thing that we talk about in our gym every day, but we thought getting Grant in here in the studio to talk about things that you should be doing every day and things that you should know about would be a great idea. So Grant, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah. So you mentioned that your family's been in the business for how long now?
Yeah. So my dad has been almost in practice for 40 years now in Cincinnati and treating people all over, honestly, the country and a few around the world. So he's built a good practice, and I've been lucky enough to join him now. So
awesome. Yeah. Keeping the family torch.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Family tree, it's
That's
a good
right.
name.
Family tree is great for a family business. So you, right before we went on, you were talking about you work with some pretty high level athletes.
Mm-hmm.
They put a big toll on their body.
Oh yeah.
And in the CrossFit community, we do a lot of lifts, and sometimes we're heavy, sometimes we're doing gymnastics movements, all sorts of different stuff. And although those are things that help build our health, they can also take a toll on the body.
Oh yeah.
So as a chiropractor and as somebody who works with athletes, what are some things that we should be paying more attention to?
Yeah. So basically, you got to listen to your bodies. That's the biggest thing. If it's hurting, don't push it. CrossFit's an amazing sport, but also you can experience a lot of injuries in that. So really taking care of your body and doing the right stuff like chiropractic care, massage, eating right, sleeping right. And then I have a background, my undergraduate degree is in kinesiology, which is literally the study of movement. So you got to keep moving your body. If you don't move it, you're going to get tight, stiff.
Yeah.
More injuries can occur from that. So
when you see somebody who goes to the gym a lot, they come in, whether they're an athlete or whether they're just somebody who's really into fitness, they come in a lot. What are some common injuries that come across your table?
Yeah. So for your gym and for example, a lot of like shoulder mobility stuff, levator scapula, all types of like muscle tightness. And then from an alignment standpoint, stuff can moving heavy weight can cause stuff to go out. So you can do all you want, stretching, everything like that. But if you don't put the body back where it's supposed to be, you're not going to function as well. And then honestly, the muscles are going to be a little weaker too. So you can't perform as well. Yeah. In the CrossFit.
So, at the end of a lot of our classes in the gym, we have a mobility, like a cool down kind of thing. We roll out with lacrosse balls. We use foam rollers. We use some bands. We really try to, in a CrossFit community, sometimes people just don't want to slow down and cool down properly.
Yeah.
What recommendations do you have for members that are with CrossFit The Trax, or even people who might be closer to your office, like CrossFit Homegrown is one, CrossFit Cincinnati in your area? What are some things that you wish more people did to take better care of their body when they're working out?
Yeah. So like you said, that's amazing you guys do that, because that's probably the biggest thing to prevent future injury is the cool down. So dynamic to warm up, you want to do no static. So basically what I mean static is like your typical what you learn in gym class where you just bend over, touch your toes. You don't want to be doing that.
When you warm up, you don't?
Yeah, you don't want to do that warming up.
Like a squat hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically like lunges, movement, any type of like full function, like full movements is what you want to do to warm up to get the body loosened. Because if you just stretch a muscle, you're actually making that muscle weaker to start a workout.
I did not know that.
So, and then in the cool down stage, that's when you can do the static. You've already worked that muscle out. Now to help it recover better, then you can do that static type of stretching.
Okay.
And cool down.
So like for example, today's the first day of the CrossFit Open for 2023. The workout 23.1 is 60 calorie row, 50 toes to bar, 40 wall balls, 30 cleans, and 20 ring muscle ups.
Yeah.
So the warm up there, to get ready for wall balls, for example, you wouldn't just do a squat hold, or you wouldn't just hold static. You would more hop on the rower.
Yeah.
Get
on the bike, assault bike, just warm up, go slow on that, just warm up on that. A lot of band work is great. to get the body loosened up. Stuff like that, light jogging, stuff like that.
PVC pass-throughs.
Get the body moving. PVC pipe is great, to work the mobility and get the body moving. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Stuff like that.
So that's kind of a good warm-up tool, cooling down. We do a lot of yoga. We'll do some pigeon stretch, kind of like loosen up the hips. A lot of static stretches there at the end. So it's good to know that we're doing the static stuff. We do, every now and then we do some static holds to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take that back to the gym and just let them know,
hey,
do that at the end, not at the beginning.
Yeah.
Cool. So somebody comes in to see you, they've got shoulder mobility or hip mobility issues. What does that typically look like? Explain that to me for somebody who's never been to the chiropractor before. All they know is that they're probably going to hear some cracks and pops when they're with you. What's that look like? If I walked into your place, never been there before, what's it like to go to a chiropractor the first time?
So people just assume it's come in, you get cracked, you leave. But from my standpoint, we do stuff a little differently. We do like a full ortho neuro exam. So I'm looking at you head to toe, not just your back. And then I'll do some orthopedic testing, neurological testing, see what might be off. And we'll do some x-rays, and we'll see basically what's going on with the body. It's very important to get some x-rays to basically see on a deeper level past injuries, because you don't want to adjust them if they have an injury. We've had patients come in after a car accident, and then basically we find fractures that they had no idea about. That
you don't be like popping and cracking stuff if they've got a break.
So you got to be very careful. So after that, then we take them in, we'll do the adjusting, and then usually therapy afterwards. And then the biggest thing for especially athletes is we give them active exercises to do. So that helps the adjustments hold longer. Because my goal is I don't want to see the patient every day. I want to see them maybe once or twice, get them better, get them out the door, get them moving.
Right.
So that's kind of
So you go from a whole body approach, like something's causing the problem.
Yeah.
We want to kind of look at everything. And
so sometimes if you have back pain, it might not be your back itself. It could be visceral, could be something organ related going on. So we check all that stuff. And then on top of that, we also do nutritional stuff to help that adjustments hold. Collagen supplements, joint health complex supplements helps the body heal better and hold adjustments longer.
Yeah, so we'll get into supplements in just a second, but I want to go into a lot of our members have talked about dry needling. They've talked about cupping. How does that come into play with things that you do? Do you guys do any of that? Do you refer that out?
Yeah, so we actually have muscle activation therapy. We have dry needling. We have craniosacral. We have massage. So basically we have them usually see one of our other practitioners first, and then I'll talk with that practitioner. They'll tell me what's going on, and then they'll come get adjusted, and basically I'll tailor it to whatever is going on with that. So they do what they can do from their standpoint, and then chiropractically I do what I can do, and then together, like working together, usually we see a lot of great results.
Yeah. How long is somebody usually in your office? By the time they get there, they do the exam? I'm guessing the first visit's going to take longer.
Yeah, first visit is usually an hour. Other than that, if you come in for just a regular daily adjustment, it's usually around 10 to 20 minutes, depending on if you do therapies or anything like that. So
yeah. So let's sneak into nutrition and supplementation. Right. So you mentioned collagen supplements and things that might be able to help bones and connective tissue and all that. What if somebody is an athlete? What are some things? Obviously, you're kind of prescription without knowing the problem.
Yeah.
But what would a normal athlete benefit from as far as supplementation?
So any normal athlete, like, you might not be getting it all from your food, so you got to get a little bit of outside sources. Collagen is a huge one, just with how hard CrossFit is on the joints and that. It's a great supplement to take. Also, you got to have that hyaluronic acid in it too. That combined with the collagen helps your body digest it better and helps it synthesize better in the body. B complex supplements, all kinds of stuff. And then also vitamin D. Everyone in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, you're deficient.
They need a dose with it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone could use a little bit of help. We do electrodermal screening. Basically, we hit acupuncture points and we can tell basically what are low. And then I also do some more functional medicine with blood labs. And so I can have the patient go get blood labs done. I'll look at what they're deficient in, or if they're low red blood cell count, we'll supplement that and help the body function a little better.
Yeah.
Through a nutritional standpoint.
Yeah. So lastly, I think what we'll touch on is nutrition, right? So a lot of people want to eat. They want to fuel their body like a Ferrari, not like a Hyundai.
Yeah.
You know, they want to eat so that they can perform optimally, not just in the gym or on the field, but just in daily life. They want to have more energy. They want that good, just healthy feeling, not lethargic or anything.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give your patients in that regard?
So I basically tell all my patients, when you go to the grocery store, shop around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
If you're eating living food, you're going to feel more alive. If you shop in the middle and you eat the dead processed food, you're going to feel dead. So basically what you eat will basically decide your energy levels, how you feel, how your body functions. So try to just eat a lot of living food. That's the biggest thing I can do. If you can, eat organic. Stay away from all the heavy chemicals and all that is sprayed on basically all the produce these days. So it's a little different. You got to spend a little bit more money, but down the road it will definitely help you if you get that organic food. So.
Yeah. And I guess where my head's going now too is you currently you're not in a CrossFit gym right now.
No, but shout out to my friends in Florida, CrossFit 386. They got me started. Probably half that gym is chiropractors.
Really?
It's pretty cool. All of my fellow students, we were at that gym, so they got me started with CrossFit. And hopefully you're here soon. I know you guys are a little further. I'm in Cincinnati, but would love to get back into it now that I'm established here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, for sure. And so you mentioned you got CrossFit 386, right? We're going to try to tag them in the social media posts here. But you got a whole gym full of chiropractors doing CrossFit, and a lot of people think, oh, well, CrossFit's this thing that just tears you down.
Yeah.
There's a safe way to do it.
There's a safe way to do it, and if you do it right and you recover right, it's an amazing sport. So
yeah. So you've been in a CrossFit gym,
yeah,
right? You've got a whole gym full of chiropractors down there. What are some things in the workout or prepping for the workout that a chiropractor may pay more attention to than just the average person who's in there lifting weights?
Yeah. And those coaches are great there, and they basically look at stuff from a chiropractic standpoint and a CrossFit standpoint. Basically, we always start with some mobility stuff, some like dynamic stuff, and then they go through the whole workouts, and then they're always walking around basically watching how you're doing the workout. If you have bad form of that, we're going to drop the weight.
Yep.
Because it can be very competitive, and it's also a very humbling sport. Because I remember walking in there first, and I got my butt kicked by some females in there, and I was
you're
wow.
a college athlete.
Yeah, and I played college basketball at Miami, and it was very humbling. So it's a great sport, and I would recommend it to
so
pretty much everyone.
And that's the thing. It's like a lot of people they have this myth in their head that CrossFit is a dangerous thing. We see it on our social media all the time. We'll have an ad running, and then somebody's like, "Oh, it's CrossFit. It's bad for you." And you mentioned your coaches at the gym. Mm-hmm. They're watching your form. They're making sure that if you have a barbell in your hand or if you're using a med ball that might be too heavy, we're going to drop the weight down. We're going to go with the right form, because if you practice the proper form at lightweight, as you increase in weight and become stronger, your muscle memory is going to be there.
Yep.
You're going to have better form and be safer longer than if you just let your ego take over and say, "Oh, I can lift this weight," and then you end up injured for 2 months and you can't do anything.
Yeah, because when I first started, I wanted the RX everything.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. And I found out that very quickly. So what people don't know is that you can scale all these workouts down.
Mm-hmm.
And if you aren't that high level, you can also scale it down to make it easier for you. So pretty much anyone can do the sport. It's just a matter of, are you going to show up and try it out? So
yeah, I mean, and an example of that CrossFit's for pretty much anybody. We've got a guy in our gym right now, and he's got a knee injury. He's probably a good 100 to 120 pounds overweight, and he's had 2 rotator cuff surgeries on his left shoulder. And he comes into the workout 3 days a week, and if I coach him, we take the workout and I look at the different stimulus that we have in the workout, and then for his shoulder, in some of the movements, I'll cut the movement out, and then I'll have him with a band over on the rig, and he's working his shoulder kind of strengthening that up instead of, so no matter where somebody is in their CrossFit journey or in their fitness journey, CrossFit has an ability to put cardio with weightlifting to build you as a better endurance person, stronger person, and we can bring it down to anybody's skill level. Yeah. So awesome. What else do you think people need to know about what you do, or wish that they knew more about?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on it earlier, but like people kind of assume chiropractic is just you come in and get cracked, but it's a lot different. There's some times where I'll look at a patient, I'm like, you do not need adjusted today. We're going to do some exercises, we're going to do some therapy, and I'm going to have you go see maybe dry needling. So not every time are you just getting cracked. And basically, if you have a chiropractor telling you to come in 5 days a week for the next 3 weeks, like maybe you should reevaluate who you're seeing. So my goal is to not see that person. I mean,
make them healthy, right?
It's all about getting them healthy, getting them out the door, feeling good. And I had one patient, and she had simple thing. Her fibula was out. She's seen all kinds of doctors, and then no one really looked at the fibula. And I adjusted that, got that back, and I haven't seen her in months. She has her life back. She can finally run again. So she was so happy. And then, I mean, I don't see that patient as much, but
well, I mean, she probably tells everybody about you, though.
Yeah, and then they bring in more people through the door. So it's a pretty
and that's the thing. Experience. It's like you can go in and get adjusted over and over and over again, and just keep popping things back into place. But when you go see somebody who's looking long term, playing chess, looking a few moves ahead, saying, if I do this now and coach you on how to properly mobilize or how to properly supplement, you're going to live a better life, and you won't have to come see me as much, but you'll tell all your friends to.
Yeah. Yeah. And we try to leave every patient with a prescription at the end of their appointment, stuff they can do to make that adjustment whole. That's the biggest thing. Because if you don't do anything after, it's just going to go right back out of place.
It's like getting braces and you don't wear your retainer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the other thing with chiropractic too, is you also need that maintenance care sometimes too, because you don't just brush your teeth the day before you go to the dentist. You brush it every day.
Right.
So like maybe once a month you need that tune-up to help the body function better.
Yeah, that's true. Well, guys, this has been Dr. Grant Pitman. He's with Family Tree Chiropractic, and you're located where?
Cincinnati, and right by Sycamore High School.
Awesome.
Yeah.
CrossFit athlete, chiropractor. If you guys are in the CrossFit community, whether you're at the Tracks Fitness Lab or one of our friends around Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, check out Family Tree Chiropractic and Dr. Grant Pitman. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you.